guys, welcome back to this place. If you are new, welcome here for the very first time. I'm Carmen, and today we are watching season 1, episode 9 of Dark. I may look very similar to the last episode because it is basically immediately after. Because, once again, I cannot simply, watch Ulrich attempt to murder a child and then just be like, done for the week, you know? I have to know what happens. Aside from that, we also found the bodies of Eric and Yasin in 1953, which is, it's unfortunate that they're dead in the first place, but it's also unfortunate that because of where their bodies are being dumped, their families will never have closure. So that sucks. We also had a lot of stuff with the stranger, aka Birdman, and Townhouse, right? And just talking about the 33-year cycle, talking about the idea of wormholes and in time and the past influencing the present and the future, and just everything being this muddled sort of confusing loophole in a way. And we had a lot about the number 33 and the Antichrist and Christian symbology. Why does that not sound right? Symbolism? And just all of that stuff, which is interesting when we have Padre Noah walking around. We met some of the parents, the grandparents, and then also the grandparents of, the parents, the great-grandparents. So there's just a lot. There's a lot that happened in that episode. If you guys are curious and don't want to hear me ramble about it, just watch my previous reaction. You can find the full length over on Patreon if that floats your boat. And I'm going to stop rambling because this is honestly, I'm not going to lie to you guys, the second intro I made, because I got really confused in the first intro and forgot that I was on camera and introing the episode and just went off on this whole ass tangent about Claudia. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. Let's watch this episode.
Hat nach dem Jungen vom Doppler gefragt.
Mhm.
Sag dem Kollegen Bescheid und gib eine Fahndung raus. Kein Wort zum Doppler.
I wonder if Ulrich will go back to his time before they find him.
Ich habe zu Gott gebetet, dass das Kind wegmacht, noch bevor es geboren war. Und als es da war, habe ich jeden Tag gebetet, dass ihm etwas zustößt. Weil es vielleicht nicht ernst ist.
Oh, wow. Is that why she's so...
vielleicht nicht in Liebe gemacht wurde, sondern...
so rude to him?
Den reinen Menschen gibt es nicht.
They always have this creepy ass music when he's around. I would run, Ulrich.
Was haben Sie mit den beiden Jungen auf der Baustelle gemacht? Wo ist Helge? Das waren auch Sie.
Die beiden Jungs? Das kann nicht sein. Die dürfen da gar nicht sein. Ich hab's geändert.
Was haben Sie geändert?
You ain't changed shit.
Die Lauf der Zeit. Helge ist tot. Er wird nie wieder töten können.
Du bist ein Wahnsinniger. Los, dreh dich um. Dreh dich um. Runter. Auf die Knie.
He's also not dead, but...
Ich hab's doch geändert.
Komm hoch!
Are we going to 1986 now? Okay, that's Alexander, right? I think, maybe. Based off the very beginning. 1986. Yeah. Is it fucking Gretchen?
Gretchen?
That's her dog from when she was a child. Can you imagine? Like, that would be amazing. Like, I would cry and be so happy. But, like, that would be so fucking weird.
Er denkt, ich bin der Antichrist.
I forgot that they had mentioned the Antichrist before because of his Satanism stuff.
Du bist so krank, dass ich kotzen möchte.
It wasn't. She didn't do anything. It's fucking Hannah.
Wo willst du hin?
Hey, stopp!
Verpiss dich, das geht dich nichts an.
Ich hab gesagt, ihr sollt aufhören.
Und ich habe gesagt, du sollst dich verpissen.
Entschuldigt euch jetzt bei ihr. Ich hab gesagt, ihr sollt euch entschuldigen.
Oh, damn.
Und woher soll ich wissen, dass die echt ist?
Ihr zwei haut jetzt ganz schnell ab von hier.
I would.
Wenn ihr noch einmal wehtut,
I would.
mach ich euch fertig.
Honestly, it's Alexander because that's left to say.
Alles ist okay.
Does she know him?
Danke.
Oh, he won't pass out. He got shot, right? In the shoulder.
Du blutest ja.
Halb so schlimm.
Du musst zu einem Arzt. Wir haben zu Hause Verbandzeug.
I
Meine
knew it.
Mutter ist nicht da. Ich kann das machen. Wie heißt du?
Alexander.
Alexander.
I only know because of the beginning. But honestly, the casting, I would have guessed. Crazy.
Wir haben den gesamten Boden abgetragen und alles in sichere Verwahrung gebracht.
Das nennst du sichere Verwahrung.
Das Lager ist genauso sicher wie jedes andere offizielle Zwischenlager auch.
I don't know that under the ground where it can seep into the ground is like a safe
Wer
space.
weiß alles davon?
Das ist in der Nachtschicht passiert. Der Schichtleiter, eine Handvoll Mitarbeiter, Helge.
Helge.
Keiner wird reden. Alle haben sie eine ordentliche Zulage bekommen. Also mach es nicht größer, als es ist.
It is a big deal. Aren't y'all like a few months removed from Chernobyl?
In der Nacht war da noch mehr? Ist da noch was passiert?
She wants to know
Irgendwas
like how the
Komisches?
fuck her dog from 1953 is there. Oh fuck. He can't just go in there though, right? Oh, he trying. I don't think you can just do that, sir. You don't have a warrant. Fucking Padre Noah. Okay. He is involved.
Es gibt keinen Gott. Gott hat dieses Loch unter uns nicht erschaffen. Gott hat keinen Plan. Es gibt überhaupt gar keinen Plan. Da draußen ist nur Chaos.
And why the fuck are you a priest, bro?
Das ist unsere Arche.
How?
Und ich bin nur.
Oh my god. fucking can't. I'm sorry.
Die alles neu sortiert, den Anfang und das Ende.
So he thinks that that's a time machine somehow, but it's just not working, and instead it's killing. Why is he using children? I'm confused.
Ich dachte, das ist besser, so dass er bei euch ist.
Es ist besser so, dass er bei uns ist. Nein, Charlotte, es ist nicht besser so.
Well, she didn't tell him to go to 1953, Katharina.
Macht dir das eigentlich Spaß?
I mean, it probably was fun for her.
Geilt dich das auch, das Leben von anderen zu zerstören? Mein Leben und das meiner Kinder? Hast du daran gedacht, als du ihm deinen mickrigen Arsch entgegengestreckt hast, hä?
I mean, you should also be mad at your husband, though.
Ich hab gesagt, dass er dich nicht mehr liebt.
Girl, do you have a problem with being a fucking pathological liar? Do you know the truth?
Du weißt, dass es jetzt vorbei ist, Katharina.
Could you fucking find it on a map, ma'am?
Es ist vorbei.
Fucking psycho. The way that she rewrites history to suit her narrative is like... There is something wrong with her. I'm surprised she's not the fucking killer. Honestly.
Meine Mutter hat gesagt, du bist vor meiner Geburt gestorben.
Oh, damn.
Da hat er sicherlich eine Menge Geschichten über mich erzählt. Nur einige davon sind wahr. Es sieht ganz anders aus als früher. Den Anbau gab es nicht.
Warum hat Mama mir gesagt, dass du tot bist?
Für deine Mama bin ich das sicherlich auch.
I'm curious as well. Do you
Du
live in
keine
the
sonderlich
forest?
gute Mutter, weißt du? Du hast viel von den beiden. Deine auch.
Wo warst du denn in den letzten Jahren?
Would love to know.
Das ist eine lange Geschichte.
Did you go into the future? Did you go into the future?
Ich möchte, dass du ihr das gibst. Machst du das für mich?
He can go and read it if it's a no. Oh, it's just a picture.
Es war noch davor. Vor dem Sommer und allem, was danach kam. Ich habe sehr viel falsch gemacht damals.
Okay.
Glaub mir, wenn ich die Zeit zurückdrehen könnte. Ich würde vieles anders machen.
Okay. Like what? And where have you been? Were you stuck in a different time?
Ich will, dass du Ulrich fertig machst.
Ma'am!
Dass er alles verliert. Alles.
What is wrong with you? I can't.
Wie soll ich das machen? Was stellst du dir vor?
Maybe he'll just stay in 1953 and that'll be
Wie
fine.
du es machst und wen du bezahlen musst. Mach ihn einfach fertig.
Or
Niewald. Interessanter Name. Ich finde, er passt viel besser zu dir.
Or I'm fucking rich. I just have someone break into your house. Like, how many places could you have this information? Doesn't look that hard to break into, TBH.
Hallo.
You're his aunt, so he can't do anything with you, ma'am.
Du machst einfach so mit mir rum. Denkst du, die Alte ist gerade Elabe, da hole ich mir einfach mal, was ich kriegen kann, oder was?
He really liked you, but now he knows that you're
Sag
related.
doch mal was.
He can't really say anything that would make sense to you. Like, you're my aunt. Time travel's real.
Das ist doch falsch.
Was war falsch?
Das zwischen uns.
He
Das war
could
nicht richtig.
say because of Bartosz, sure.
Wegen Bartosz?
Sure.
Nein, nicht wegen Bartosz.
Oh, okay. You could have just used that as an excuse.
Wegen uns.
Are you gonna tell her the truth?
Wir passen einfach nicht, okay?
Oh, okay. I was like,
Passen einfach nicht.
Ja, wir passen einfach nicht.
why?
Das alles ist falsch.
Yeah.
Wir sind falsch.
No, stop it. Jonas? Sir, aunt. She is your aunt. I'm sorry, I'm yelling.
Das hier ist falsch.
No. Yes. Yes.
Es tut mir leid.
Oh. Is she gonna put some shit together? Is it Birdman? It is. Okay, it is. Are you gonna do something with these girls? I don't know why I did that. It meant anything. Is he about to blow up that truck? She's in 1953 now. For how? For what? For why?
Ich habe eigentlich schon geschlossen.
Ich glaube, ich habe ja etwas, das Sie interessieren könnte.
What is it?
Ich möchte, dass Sie das für mich bauen.
Oh, for
Was soll das
her.
sein?
Sagen wir, es ist etwas, das den Lauf der Zeit gerade rücken wird.
How do you know about it? How did you come up with that blueprint? Ma'am, what the fuck is happening? All right, you guys. So everything is coming together, and yet I feel like I understand both more and less as time continues to go on. So many questions. Like, how does Claudia have the blueprints? Like, where did the blueprints come from? Where has Claudia been? She, like, full on disappeared. Bartosz has never met her. She obviously started figuring out that something was weird in 1986 because of the fact that her dog from when she was a child in 1953, Gretchen, disappeared and then appeared 33 years later, recognized her, knew who she was, had the collar, was her fucking dog 33 years later. Like, it doesn't make sense. Again, as cool as it would be, like, for an animal that you loved when you were a kid that disappeared to come back 33 years later, you would be like, what the fuck is happening? Like, this does not make logical sense. And, yeah, so she clearly went on some sort of mission to figure out what was happening and figured at least some part of something out, because she's in 1953 as an adult talking to Townhouse, however you say his name. Also, because I just need to get this out of the way, like, I cannot deal with Hannah, you guys. I cannot deal with her. Like, I do not understand her brain or the way that it works. Like, does she know the truth? Like, is she unable to discern truth from lies? Is there something wrong with her that makes her unable to discern truth from lies? Because I am concerned, confused, worried, unsure. Like, ma'am. Also, like, I feel bad for Ulrich. Again, he did try to, like, murder a child in the last episode, so only to a point. But, like, I feel bad for him because she attached herself to him when she was a child and, like, just is fucking obsessed with him to an incredibly unhealthy degree. She also is just, like, I don't know what is wrong with her, honestly. Like, she attached herself to him and is obsessed with him, and now that it's not working out, she just has to make herself be the good guy to, like, Katerina, because she's trying to, like, continue to fuck up his life because he didn't choose her. And then also use this old ass piece of information that she gathered as a child and kept as blackmail material for whenever she would need it, and she decides that she needs it so that he can fucking destroy Ulrich because he dared to break up with her after his son went missing and is possibly dead. Like, ma'am, can you have some perspective at all? Sorry, I'm possibly yelling, but, I never know how loud I'm talking. I for some reason, like, am unable to, like, mitigate my volume, so apologies. But I can't with her. I cannot deal with her. Like, and then she's like, why is it that some people get everything and then some people don't have anything? Like, you realize you're talking to someone who changed their identity, can maybe assume that he didn't have the best life in order to feel the need to change his entire identity and inhabit a new life. You think maybe he wasn't given everything. Maybe he worked his ass off to get what he has. You know? Her inability to, like, look from another perspective than her own. Because, like, she's like, I want Ulrich as a kid. I can't have him. I'm going to accuse him of a horrible crime in the hopes that it will make him break up with his girlfriend. Or that his girlfriend will be forced to break up with him and then I can have him. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, they got married. I'm going to have an affair with him. Sure, when that affair goes to shit because his child goes missing and is presumed dead, and he breaks up with me, I have to destroy his life. I can't, I'm sorry. I cannot deal with her. Also, you guys, I like am face palming and cringing so hard in this episode at some people. Like her fucking Noah saying, this is an arc and I'm Noah. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that. That is the cheesiest shit I've ever heard. You're saying that and also, like, murdering children. Make it make sense. Also realized, though, by his ridiculous pun of this is an arc and I'm Noah, that Noah is probably not his real name, but an assumed name. So I'm curious as to who he actually is, where he comes from, why he thinks that this is the answer to time travel and being able to change the world, why he is using children as his guinea pigs to do it, because he's like, oh yeah, there's all this horrible pain and suffering in the world, there's bad people out there, yet he's literally kidnapping or being a party to children being kidnapped or coerced into using this machine and then it failing and they're dying. So, like, maybe look in a mirror and realize that you're the bad person that you're talking about existing in the world? No? I feel bad for Helgi, because I wonder if the bashing of his head with the rock caused him to have some issues with, like, processing things as, like, and he's not fully, like, there because of the brain trauma that I assume his attempted murder had on him. So I feel bad for him, because I think that he, you know, was the victim of something horrible, and because of that was then the perfect prey for Padre Noah to attach himself to and then use for his own advantage and for his own purposes, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that he's the bad guy. I wonder what he's doing in 1986, because, like, where did he go? Like, the 2019 version of him that went to 1986, we only saw him outside the cabin, and then when Egon came, we haven't seen him since then. So, like, what's he doing in 1986? Like, where's he going? What's he doing? You know? Also, it's crazy because in the last episode, we had the revelation that him saying what he said in episode 6 or 7. What was it? Let me go back. I can change the past and the future was actually what Ulrich said to him before he tried to fucking kill him. Also, Ulrich is now arrested in 1953. So I'm curious if he's going to get stuck in 1953. Never realized that Mikkel is actually fine just in 1986, and you try to kill a kid, which probably was part of everything, you know, because time is all connected. So it's confusing. It's what do they call it? Is it Bootstrap's paradox or no? Or the Bootstrap paradox? I'm looking it up because I don't trust myself. Yeah, okay, Bootstrap paradox is a kind of paradox in which information or a person or an object sent back in time creates an infinite loop where the person or the object has no observable origin. So that's what I'm wondering. Is all of this like a Bootstrap paradox, right? Because it's chicken and the egg. Did Ulrich going back in time and doing that to Helgi make Helgi join Padre Noah, and then they perpetuated the violence against the kids, trying to create a time machine because Mikkel went, like, you know what I mean? It's just like, how? Like, what started it? And how are they going to end it? It's confusing. I think that it's cool that we got to meet Alexander as a kid. Well, he was a 21-year-old. Well, his assumed identity was 21. We don't actually know how old he is. But I'm curious as to even more of, like, where he comes from and why he had to assume an identity, and if we're going to figure that out. And where that's going to lead, if it even matters. But I'm just curious about his past and all that stuff, because I think it's interesting. I also, Hannah, as a child, blaming Regina and getting her beat up by Katarina for something that fucking Hannah did. Like, she bothers me. I also totally forgot about the Antichrist being brought up in regards to Ulrich and his, like, sort of anarchy like stuff that he had when he was a teenager. So I think that that's really interesting that that happened, and then they brought that up in regards to him, but then also in regards to Padre Noah. And I'm just curious as to how it's going to play out, because there is a lot of, I mean, there is a priest in the show, but there's a lot of talk about God and the idea of God and who is sort of orchestrating things, and like, is this God's plan? The Antichrist, like the 33 and the like religious symbolism of that. Like, I'm curious as to how all of that is going to come together, or if it's going to come together, because the show is also like very like scientific, but it's also like science fiction, obviously, because like time travel, although there is basis for science, for time travel in science. But anyway, it's really interesting that they keep having this talk of like God, and then there's a priest, and then there's the Antichrist talk, and then there's like the anarchy sort of idea, and I'm just curious as to where it's all going to go. Okay, so that's what it was. The incident was about something happening at the plant because of corrosion in the tubes of the volume control center or something like that. So is my question, last episode, Birdman, sorry if you get annoyed that I call him that still, slash the stranger, sorry, I'm buffering. He mentioned that there was like an inciting incident that made everything loop. Was it that incident? Is that the inciting incident that he's trying to recreate to then close the loop? Also, is he working with Claudia? Or are they just doing this independently of each other? Because if they are, then maybe they should try to meet and like work together. Just an idea. Also, I know I ask a lot of questions in these post episodes, but I just want to reiterate that I don't want you to answer them. I'm just asking them, thinking out loud. This is just the way I'm processing and sort of talking about the episode. So, no answers, please. Because that's spoilers. But also, can I just say, speaking of Hannah being completely fucking unhinged, I do not like the fact that she has a gun. This woman does not need a gun. Okay? This woman does not need a child. She does not need any sort of responsibilities or to associate with other people in any way, shape, or form. That's just my opinion. Honestly, Mikkel, she's good at pretending. Like, how did you like this woman? A little judgment from me. I'm sorry, but it's true. I think Magnus and Franziska are really cute, and I think they're cute, and I wonder what her story is, and like how her necklace came to be where it was. Also, I wrote this in very big capital letters, and I know that I ranted about it during the episode, but like, Jonas, I'm gonna need you to stick to your guns, bud, because that is your aunt. This is not Game of Thrones. I didn't even like it there, but like, no. I don't mind, like, I kind of wish he would just be honest with Marta, honestly, because, like, tell her why you're wrong for each other. Give her a good, solid reason that you don't want anything to do with her in that way anymore. Because I think that she would also reciprocate and not want anything to do with you, knowing that you are her little brother's son. Would it be hard to explain? Yes. I think you could do it. And I think it would be better than letting her kiss you after you already know, sir, there's some judgment. There's some judgment from me on that moment. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh yeah. We also saw Regina go into room number 8 to clean it, and she saw some interesting stuff. So I'm curious if she is going to say anything about it. I'm curious if she is going to recognize any of it, because her mom started putting stuff together in 1986. I'm not sure when she left or if she wrote anything down that Regina could have found, but very curious, like, what she's going to think of it and how she's going to put it together. Also, still curious how Claudia got the blueprints. Is she working with Birdman / The Stranger? Like, also, I am very worried about Bartosz and Padre Noah, because I worry that Bartosz could volunteer to travel through time. Also, just gonna throw it out there, could Bartosz in fact be Birdman / The Stranger? I still think it's also possible that Birdman / The Stranger could be Jonas in the future. Don't know if I've said that before. Also, it's just worth noting, it was a very small section in this episode, but I am very convinced that Agnes and Doris have a little something going on. And honestly, I'm here for it. Also, I'm still very convinced that Agnes's husband was a bad guy. Also, I totally forgot. I think I said during the episode, is it possible that Padre Noah is in fact Agnes's ex? It would kind of make sense in a way, because how does Trant know about this? He's involved too. Is it because of his dad, who could be Padre Noah? If that was the case, then it would be really interesting, because it would mean that, like, it's like a direct bloodline that is causing everything, right? Because Padre Noah would be like, if Padre Noah is Trant's dad, who's Ulrich's dad, who's Mikkel's dad, who's Jonas's dad, then it would be like a straight line of like people who are like going through time and then like subsequently setting off chains of events that are fucking with time. Makes sense to me. I don't know if that would be like a family affair sort of thing, but just throwing it out there, you know. See if it sticks on the wall. If it doesn't, it doesn't, you know. I'm also curious if we'll ever find out who Alexander actually is. Like, is he a made-up identity? Like, there was a picture. Did he just steal his identity? And if so, like, from where? Anyway, I think that all of that rambling is all that I have to say, if you can believe it or not. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you want, you can watch the season finale right now over on Patreon. I wish I could. While you're over there, you can also watch the entire full-length reaction to this episode and every single episode thus far of Dark. That is over there as well as quite a few other shows if you're interested. I hope to see you guys next week for the season finale. Until then, bye guys.